Item number 10, discussion and vote is to waive outstanding invoices from the Saratoga County Chamber of Commerce. I move to waive the outstanding invoices from the Saratoga County Chamber of Commerce, and I put this in form of a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second it.
Yep. And
Discussion?
Yep. So I am opposed to waiving the outstanding invoices from the Saratoga County Chamber of Commerce. I met with them last week, and they demanded that we waive the invoices without justification. These are our public safety fees for special events. My concern is that we should not be waiving fees for different organizations. It should be consistent. Every organization should be paying the same fees. As an example, the No Kings organizers came to us recently, and we gave them a quote for the fees for a parade, and they were unable to come up with that money. So the concern is that we'd be accused of viewpoint discrimination if we did that. So I'm against that. I also checked with our contract attorney on this, and he corroborates my position. The other thing I wanted to add, during this process of looking at these unpaid invoices from the Chamber of Commerce, there's concerns, obviously, that they may have not paid additional fees to the accounts department. So it's my position that there's predication that we should actually conduct an audit of those past invoices.
You've provided some very good documentation from the attorney regarding this. Of course, we do really respect, and I think we all do appreciate what the Chamber and Discover and the City Center do for the city. We definitely appreciate that. They do wonderful things for the city, but I'm totally convinced you're right. We have to be fair with everybody, and I will be voting no on this.
I completely agree with you, Tim. My feeling is, while again, we all appreciate what they bring in terms of tourism, those expenses are still incurred by the city, and by waiving the fees for them, it just means we're asking the taxpayers to cover that, and that isn't right. People have different definitions of what the most important thing is the city is. So I'm sure while some might argue that the people who bring in tourism are the most important group, there are other groups who might argue that the arts and local artists and musicians are the most important. And there's others that might argue that our homeless population needs the support, or that No Kings is more important. So everybody's definition of more important would be variable. I don't think we're in the position of doing that for anybody.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, in DPW, there has been a practice of doing services for Chamber of Commerce, for other groups and whatever. That has been practices established over the years. And it's very difficult for me to tell them, no, I'm not gonna support it. And so I think it's very important for the city as a whole, all departments, consistently have the same policy in terms of waiving fees. And I don't know what that policy should be, but
right here.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. And I think it's easier for everyone to understand how the city operates if you're working on the same policy, and it gives me the tools that I need to communicate with our, people who are asking for waivers.
So,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, are you finished?
Oh, no, yes, that's
Okay,
thank
so
you.
I agree that the work that the Chamber does and other organizations for the city is a wonderful service. However, talking about waiving fees, per our accounting policies and procedure manual, section 13, accounts receivable and allowance for doubtful accounts, it is stated there will be no donation of city goods or services unless previously approved by the City Council. All goods and services shall be charged according to the fees approved by City Council. So based just on that alone, I'm going to vote no on that. Now, can I just address your audit thing? Oh, do you want to talk about this more and we can go back to the audit?
Yeah, one second. I just want to my department spent 18 months negotiating this AOD with the New York State Office of Attorney General, and we cannot violate it. We need to treat groups and organizations equally, regardless of their message.
I agree, and I think Commissioner Karamani, for your department, if there's any question, they could reach out to the finance, because the city fees are approved by the council, and they can't be waived
Well, I mean,
just haphazardly or by a commissioner. It has to come before the council before they're incurred.
okay, there may be a broader issue here that I do not understand right now, and that issue is whether we're talking about a fee or they're talking about special services for DPW to perform for an event, which costs us extra money.
Like, what would that be, though?
Oh, I'll have to pay somebody overtime to move their truck in some place to block a road.
Yeah, no, that is included in these fees.
Oh, okay. Then I said I don't quite understand it.
My understanding, it was voted on last year in November that all of the new fees, and I think DPW had a whole
Oh, yeah,
section
you have a
in
fee
there.
schedule.
So you should be billing, and that goes through the accounts department. We
Okay.
send those bills out, but you should be billing for these special events. And I think we did get one from you for Chowderfest. So but I'm guessing Mike Beach took care
Okay,
of it.
I have to get better educated on it. Thank you.
No, as far as your audit is concerned, I think the finance office would be open to auditing, not to pick or choose a vendor. It would be an overall, possibly accounts, or a special events fee, or billings, or, well, I'd like to talk a little bit more about that.
Sure,
And to see
yeah.
what it would encompass, and we're happy to.
So, and I'll expand on it. You know, during this review, it appeared, and I'm saying it appeared, which is the facts and circumstances that you need predication to conduct the audit, that fees were waived arbitrarily in the accounts department.
And we actually
Special event fees.
We don't need predication to do it. It's
I
actually-
understand, but I come from that's
Oh,
my
okay.
world. That's my world.
The finance office, you're actually.
I'm not saying we should just haphazardly conduct an audit, but I'm just saying the reason why, that's the predication why I believe what has happened, that we should conduct an audit so the public has confidence that we're doing things correctly.
Well, and I think in the charter review and during the charter review, it is under the finance's purview to do internal audits, and it's actually recommended to do them periodically.
Right.
And it doesn't say which department, but
Yeah.
even just reviewing the finance policies and procedures manual, I'm thinking, being an auditor by trade, I should be auditing this to make sure we're actually doing what they're saying we're supposed to be doing. So it might just be the tip of the iceberg here for me.
Fair enough.
So let's talk more about it to go into depth.
Okay, we're going to
Absolutely.
take a vote now. This is a very different vote,
Yes.
right, than we've ever taken. Okay? All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Nay. Did I get 5
Nay?
nays?
Yeah.
No abstentions. That matter does not pass 0 to 5.